Welcome to the Kit Car History File series, where we'll be going through the industry's past. We'll be visiting old marks of long ago, some modern ones, some mostly older stuff. A lot of archive information with photographs and information on the cars they made, the people involved and what happened to them. Hello, welcome once again to the Total Kit Car History File series. Hope you're enjoying it so far. We're loving doing it. It's great to delve into the archive, and some of these photos that we're using on this series have never been seen before, or may not have been seen 30 years, and it's wonderful because I think we need to celebrate this industry of ours, and it's great to be able to share the videos with the photos with you. So rather than sitting in a filing cabinet, it's great that we can raise awareness of some great cars and some great people that have appeared in our industry. My heart goes out to everybody that's anyone that builds a kit car is my hero, and anyone that attempts to sell a kit car commercially is, unbelievable respect for those people. Long may that continue, I say. Anyway, my name's Steve Hull. Enough of all that. My name's Steve Hull, editor of TKC Mag and TotalKitCar.com. And this issue, we're going to celebrate the marvellous Sutol 23. Lotus 23, as the name indicates. And there's been some fantastic names in the industry in terms of humorous names and word plays, as well as some fabulous. There's not many industries that have got a better record of some pretty sketchy strap lines for adverts as our industry. One that just springs to mind. We should do a feature on that in the mag, really. I think it's well called for. One that jumps out at me now was the very iffy Kingfisher Countess, going back about 40 years nearly, and the strapline for the ad was, "Can you handle a titled lady?" I always thought that was quite funny. Today, this one, the Sutol, is a case in point. It's someone asked me once, that Sutol name, where do you think that came from? And it's quite simple, really. And if you think about it, spell Sutol backwards and we end up with Lotus. And as that was a Lotus 23 replica, I always thought that was a little masterstroke by the man behind it. Skilled 750 club racer, actually, and a businessman, Murray Lewis, who, along with his business partner, a guy called Doug George, they were based in Darlaston. Although they, I believe, subsequently moved to Lincoln. I may be wrong on that. As I said, Murray was an accomplished racer. He'd previously campaigned a pretty rapid Westfield 11 in the 750 Club's Kit Car Challenge series. And so he, as a Lotus fan, obviously, he decided that a replica of the Sutol, the Sutol was actually a replica of the 23B, which if you know your 60s motorsport, it was pretty all-conquering in sports racing classes until it was clipped round the ear by the Brabham BT8. Particularly the Jean Auger Essex Racing car. I think Jim Clark actually drove one of those, which not a bad driver to stick into your Lotus 23, really. He was, there was, I think, reading one of Jim Clark's book, a book on Jim Clark the other day, the excellent one by Evro Publishing. And it talks about that in the spring 1,000 kilometre race. I think it was 1961, maybe, when Jim was walking the race, as he often did, in whichever car he drove. But he was overcome by exhaust fumes, which basically was bad enough and serious enough for him to spin off out of the race. But anyway, back to the Sutol. As I said, Murray had a Lotus 11 replica in the mid-80s. I think he's one of the pioneers of the Kit Car Challenge series. If he wasn't in the first season in '84, he certainly didn't wait too long to join. So certainly '86 he was racing in that. And I remember talking to him once years and years ago, and he was thinking about the 11 and what beat it. And of course, what beat the 11 was another Lotus, the 23. So he thought, well, what beat that in the 60s? Let's try one of those. So he launched the Sutol 1988 at Stoney National Kit Car Show. He had kits were available, and he priced them from £2,200. Good value for money. Aluminium clad tubular steel space frame chassis, as per the original, with double wishbones, which I think were quite tricked. Well, I think they cadmium plated, if I'm right. And fabricated cast aluminium uprights. Although I seem to think you could stick Formula Ford uprights on that car. What wasn't fabricated or oddball parts, mainly the car was based on Triumph running gear. Engine was mid-mounted, and the customer could opt for crossflow, COSI YB, which I always thought was a little bit of overkill, but good fun. Alpha 105 was a good one, and even if you really were on a budget, maybe VW Beetle, which I think of the 14 that were sold between 1990 and 1992, at least one person did. But the Alpha versions, and particularly the Alpha versions, I think, which maybe the majority were, maybe a few of those had Hewland Mark 9 transaxles, which worked really well. But it was beautifully made, absolutely stunning thing. Independent suspension all round, rose joints all throughout the build, and even a proper right-hand gear change. And I seem to think ex-Formula One driver Ian Ashley drove one. I don't think he owned one, but he drove one, and he really liked it. And so I suppose it was an endorsement as such, really. He was certainly a decent driver. I think I know he had a bit of an unfortunate nickname at the start of his career, and I think he was nicknamed Ian Crashley. But he certainly got as far as Formula 5000, and I think mid-70s he did some Formula 1. He only did 11, I think, entered 11 races, 12 races, maybe 4 starts, but he was certainly a good driver. In Formula 5000 he was a good driver, very rapid. So to have his endorsement was certainly not a bad pat on the back, really. And so 14 sold. Again, I would say, along with the Summerfield Solar, which we've also featured in this series, another one that shouldn't have got away. Simple as that, really. Particularly, it was an exquisite thing. Anyway, that's this little short one. Hope you've enjoyed this short but sweet audio video. Got plenty more where this came from for you. If you'd be so kind, and you haven't already, and you've got this far, and maybe it's not that terrible, you could, and you haven't already done so, you could click the subscribe button. Surprise button. I think you get a surprise. Subscribe button. That'd be much appreciated. And if you hit the all on the notifications, you'll be notified every time we drop a video, which at the moment is one feature video per month, usually at the start of the month. That's by our video editor, Neil Willington. And at least 4 of these History File series videos, which we're really knocked out by the very kind comments we've received on these, even given my iffy voiceovers, which I'm not trained for. I never intended to be a voiceover actor or whatever they call it, but I drew the short straw, and I'm doing my best. So I'm hoping you're enjoying my efforts. But if you could also hit the like button, that would be greatly appreciated, because I'm told that helps our algorithm, which I think means we appear in more like-minded people's feeds. So helps us, because then more people will become aware of the channel. More people liking the channel makes the channel better, and we're able to do stuff. But thank you very much for listening. Oh, and while I remember, just quickly, if you want to find out more about this kind of stuff, the magazine TKC Mag comes out every other month, available in good and undoubtedly, I expect, bad news agents. And TotalKitCar.com is now in its 23rd year, updated each and every Friday, and we run news, views, features, odds and ends stuff on there. Nice bit of trivia of the industry's past. And of course, it's now the home for classic kit cars and specials. So if you like 60s motorsport, obscure stuff, and stuff that appear in these videos indeed, then head on over there. You'll be more than welcome, just as you are here. And if you could also, oh gosh, I'm really slacking today. If you could, these videos are in association with our video editor Neil Winnington. If you could head over to his channel, Nwins Motors, you can search that on YouTube and do exactly the same there. Please press the subscribe button and the like button. You'll see some of these videos there are repeated. Neil has his audience, we have ours, but there's also obviously some cross section, so you'll see some exclusive videos to each channel. But anyway, much appreciated. Thank you wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing. Thank you very much for visiting. Hope you have a really fabulous day, and thank you so much, and we speak to you next time. Thank you very much.